right, so I'm super excited to talk to you just a little bit about how we can leverage all the positive press that we've been getting with the new glass line, right? Because there's been so much positive press out there. And I know if you have been doing shows or if you have been talking anywhere that you're in a position to talk Tupperware one-on-one, in person with people, that's what they're talking about, right? And so it's so great to finally be talking about something that's so positive and all of that good stuff, right? Am I right? Yes. I don't know, you guys. It feels good. It feels good, right? Because people are just talking about it and they're like, I heard Tupperware's getting glass. You know, they'll be asking me on lives. They'll be asking me, even people that know I sell Tupperware, friends, family, are asking about it because they're hearing about it. And that is just awesome. When people open the conversation with you about Tupperware, that is just like the perfect storm for you to be able to open that door and be able to talk your business, right? So there are ways that we can leverage this positive press that we have right now, right? And one of the best ways that we can leverage that positive press is by quoting them, right? By taking some little snippets from some of the things that these third party, non bias people have said about our products, right? Because just like at a home party, when you're at a home party and I'm just going on and on and on about how much I love my big T is so wonderful, and here's why you need it, da 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 da, right? I might sell a few, right? But if somebody at the party has one and starts talking about it, what happens? Oh, you're going to sell double, right? Because they're a non-biased person talking about it. They're getting nothing back for telling you how great this big T is, right? So that's literally what's happening right now with this press coverage. They're a non-biased third party that is praising this new line that has not even launched yet. Okay, so here's the cool thing. So with social media, right, we can quote these articles, we can even link back to these articles, we can share these articles so that we're giving social proof, right? We're giving social proof about things that are being said, positive things about this new product line before we even have it in our hands. We don't even need to have it in our hands yet to be able to show it, and we can get some leverage from that, right? So think about this, about how great it is to be able to use these endorsements to build that excitement, build that trust, and use these to just really leverage that coverage on your social media, but also in person, right? So you can weave these conversations, and some of you have already experienced this. Like I said, if you've been working a show, or even just a neighbor, a friend brings it up to you, a family member, right? So when it comes to social media, some of the things that you can do is, like I said, you can pull quotes from some of these things and be like, hey, listen to what All Recipes said, right? So one of the things that All Recipes said is they said it's, quote, the most innovative product in nearly 80 years. Now, whether or not you agree with that, don't worry about that. Don't split hairs. You're like, hello, Micro Pro Grow. Okay, listen, don't worry about that. We know our business, we know our products. It doesn't matter whether or not we agree, okay? Don't worry about that. We just going to leverage that quote to be able to spark interest, because the fact of the matter is this is a new modern opportunity that we have here in Tupperware, and glass is kind of, we're going to ride into the future on this glass, okay? So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to use this to carry us forward, right? Glass is not replacing our plastic, okay? It is not a this or that. It is an and, right? It is an and. It's just going to help us, reach that wider market that just won't even look our direction because we're plastic, right? Then all of a sudden their minds are opened and they're just a little bit like, oh, right? Because they love our name recognition, they love the quality, but in their brain somewhere, they're not necessarily on board with plastic. But now we've got them, right? So now we can win them over with a glass line, right? So it's not an either or, okay? So again, don't get hung up on some of these quotes, because you might be like, now wait a minute, okay? As Tupperware people, okay? And then Better Homes and Gardens is quoted as saying the most innovative product upgrade yet, right? All right, that's a great quote. Use these quotes, right? Use these quotes. And again, like I said, you can link it right back to the article, right? You can link it right back to the article. Go find the article, share it right from there, right? And so, but highlight the versatility and the convenience of our products, right? And some of the quotes can highlight that, right? So you have so many different ways and so many different ways that you can share this in the upcoming weeks. And one of the coolest things that Tupperware is doing for us right now is allowing people to get early access, right? Because they can go to our websites and sign up on that little email that pops up, and they can sign up to get early access, meaning that they will get first dibs on ordering it before everybody else can just, the general public can go on a website and order it. So use that and be like, hey, do you want to be the first in to be able to get the chance to purchase this first? Get to my website, put your email address in there. That's all I got to do. And they'll get an email from Tupperware. You don't even have to do anything. This costs us nothing, people. Nothing. Nothing. Right? And they're going to be linked back to your website. So when they get that email, they're going to shop, and there you go. You have the order. All right. So use that to your advantage. Okay. And then you can even, I mean, if you want to take that power into your own hands, you can absolutely do that. Be like, hey, get on my list. You know, you can tell them to go to the website and put their email address in there, but you can also be like, hey, get in the comments, get on my list. And then that way you have a mental list of the people, and then you can reach out to them and be like, hey, you know, be sure you put your email address in. So you can do it long ways, right? You have a choice. You can send them directly to your website, have them sign up on that email address, right? Or you can be like, in the comments, say me if you want early access, if you want the first dibs on being able to purchase this, right? So they say me, then you say, okay, great, I'm going to send you a message with how to get early access. And in your message, that's where you can start a conversation and be like, hey, go to my website, get on the email address. But then that way they have that early access because they have to do that through that, but you also know that they want that product, right? So then you can also reach back to them on the day that they get early access and be like, hey, you know, Loretta, did you see did you get the email? Did you see it from Tupperware that you can actually shop today? So I just want to make sure you didn't miss it in case it went into your promotions or whatever. You can look for that email so you can check out the new glassware, you know, so just so you can follow up with that. But you can also, like I said, talk about the highlights and versatility and the convenience of it, right? So, of our product, right? So, Martha Stewart was quoted as saying, the marthastewart.com, not Martha Stewart personally, but marthastewart.com was quoted as saying, you might get in trouble if you say Martha said this, okay? But marthastewart.com was quoted as saying, going beyond leftovers and introducing a collection of innovative multi-use glass containers. Awesome, 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 awesome. So many cool things that we can do, right? So, and then the Parade magazine, I love Parade magazine. The quote that I pulled from that was, "It is as beautiful as it is functional," right? And so that's something again that you can kind of like pull that and talk about that with people. Talking to them about the word of mouth and just giving again that social proof, right? That third party validation about our new product. And something else that you can do too is when you're talking to somebody in person, maybe you're working a show in the next couple weeks, or you have a friend over and you're just talking about the glass and you're telling them about it and be like, I am just so excited to be able to use this for my meal prepping, use this for my casseroles and things like that. And you can pull in some of those quotes in a conversation, not quote for quote. I mean, I'm not saying go around and flashcard and memorize this stuff, okay? I'm not saying that. Nobody knows or cares, okay? But what you can say is something along like, I love these for, I'm super excited to be able to use these for meal prep. And even food and wine editors were talking sort of the same thing. They were saying that we kind of cracked the code, which I think is actually kind of cool, right? That's what they're saying about this product, is that we cracked the code on meal prep when it comes to this product line. Right. So you can kind of pull in some of the article information like that when you're talking to people. But it's just such a great opportunity. Not many companies have this much press coverage on a product launch. Not many companies like us, right? And so yeah, it is. It's very cool to be able to do that. So the goal is to create that ripple effect, right? The goal is to create that ripple effect because the media talks about the glass and then we amplify it, right? We amplify it. We take what they're talking about and we're able to amplify that. And then your customers start talking about it too. both in person and online. All right. So we want to harness that positive publicity just to boost confidence in the product and also pique that curiosity about, well, what else do you have? Right? What else do you have to go with this? Because somebody might be like, oh, that's really great. I love this. I love the idea of the glass for casseroles. Do you have anything that's maybe a little bit smaller for my meal prepping? I'm like, yeah, I do. I got you covered, right? Do you want it to go in the freezer or do you want it straight for the go straight into the microwave? And then it just opens that conversation. So lots and lots of cool stuff coming media coverage wise. We have stuff already and there's even more stuff coming down the line. So I'm super excited about it. So you guys should be too. Definitely be leveraging all of this to be able to grow your business.